All right, man. Torch Talk. You know what it is. All right, man. So look, man. Today's episode, we're gonna talk about Joe Buttons and Fat Joe getting into a little spat. So and they're going back and forth. Before I get into that, I gotta get a legendary spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, but one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know where to find the ones at. Just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content. Absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App, no more PayPal. They call me the Hidden Gem. More from 1,300 subscribers, over 17,000. And yes, I am the king of the north. Let me know what kingdom you from. So look, man, this comes courtesy of Chink Smooths. It ain't gonna always be like this, but for some reason, I had to start like this today. So don't get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So let's get it, man. Let's go.
Oh man, we got action, you guys. Joe has unfortunately taken the bait from the other Joe, the fatter Joe. Everybody brace yourselves. We're about to witness a masterclass in flexing and stunting 101. If you guys have never witnessed an OG from New York flex, really flex, just hang tight for a minute. Now, yesterday, Fat Joe went on his podcast to tease Joe Budden over the seats he had at the Knicks game when he ran into 50.
I always find it comical that multi-millionaires like these guys taking shots at each other. And I understand that people make jokes and stuff like that, but at the same time, are we really arguing over something so small? I bet you it's something small or something stupid. Well, actually, I did see what Fat Joe said, and he did say something about Joe's seats, saying like Fat Joe always putting a label on something, and I don't know, man. Let's just see.
Now, let me be clear. These were not no midsection seats. These were not lower level seats. These were literally the seats behind courtside.
The Knick game, they got the Kardashians all front row. Like, New York got a lot of stars. They putting them up a deck now. They ain't just courtside. It's too many.
What was the most expensive ticket for the game? What, 500,000?
I don't know. It was 54,000 a seat. The game I went.
I ain't paying 54 a ticket.
Why not?
You niggas is bugging the fuck out. Ain't no way in the world I'll be paying $54,000 for a seat. That's a year's salary. It could never be. I don't care if I become a multi-millionaire. I would never pay that much money for a seat. Never. I don't care. I'll sit in the nosebleeds. I will never, mark my words, I will never pay that type of money to sit courtside. If that's the case, I'll try to interview them that I'm trying to see. And it's probably less money than that. But ain't no way in the world I'm sitting. I don't care. I say, oh man, we seen the King in the North. He was at the game. He was at the top of the arena. Yeah. In the cheap seats. Or the seats that ain't no 54,000. I think the most I probably would pay for a seat is probably $1,000, and that's if I really want to see that person. Other than that, nah. Or the game. I ain't even doing all that. I love boxing, but I ain't paying. Boxing is even more outrageous. 80 grand for no. We ain't doing that.
Well, I've done it.
I could do a lot with 50 grand.
I've paid that much, even more for boxing matches. For me, I'm not going 10th row. I gotta be front row. Cause somebody you don't like, your enemy, gonna come sit right at, that we call that the Joe Budden seats. Them second row.
I don't even got
You
a
ain't got a
hood.
hoodie? I gotta sit front row. I'll give you my experience.
What do you call them seats?
The Joe Budden seats. Them shit second row. Perfect example. Him and
Bro, that's funny as hell. The Joe Budden seats. Yo, oh my God, bro. That's gonna be a trend now. I'm getting the Joe Budden seats. Yo, that's gonna be a trend. I'm telling you right now. Pat Joe be coming up with some trends, man. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yeah, the Joe Budden seats. Foundational Black Americans. He really be messing up sometimes. Hip hop. Oh man, Fat Joe, man, you're a funny boy, man.
50 got some shit, and I'm sitting courtside, and 50 comes
He was
sit.
right behind y'all.
Okay, but he's behind us. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but the man had a little something going on with 50, and why God put 50 Cent front row, and he's in like third row. Like, that would bother me if I was Joe Buttons. It happened to me before, but we just squashed
If he
him.
didn't bump in the fifth, would he had a nice experience?
You got a
at-
good seat, but the problem is you got to always expect the enemy might come front row.
Yo, what are you,
No,
what are you thinking?
trying to tell you the truth.
Now, some of you guys were confused.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. I ain't gonna lie, the Joe Button seat thing is funny. That's funny. I mean, I wouldn't care. I'm not sitting in no Joe Button seat, and you gotta have some type of money to sit in these Joe Button seats. But I wouldn't be sitting in no Joe Button seat. I'll be sitting in the King of North seats at the top of the arena. Oh man, that's hilarious.
People said, hold up. If you're in a spot with your op, isn't it better to be sitting behind your op than in front? That way, there's no surprise attacks. There's also the other possibility that Fat Joe was trying to shame Joe Budden for not being courtside. Trust me, I know. I'm right there with you guys. This is the kind of competition that these people have at this level of wealth. Now, I told you guys in yesterday's video, Fat Joe knows exactly what he's doing. This incident between Joe Budden and 50 happened damn near a month ago. Somebody on Fat Joe's production team told him, hey bruh, you know if we mention Joe Budden or if we tell a Joe Budden-like story, he's probably going to respond and we're probably going to get a little bit of traction. Well, today on the new Joe Budden podcast, episode 826, Joe tried his best to resist, but eventually he fell for the bait. Here's what
Well, you already know Joe's gonna respond. Joe don't let things slide. Like, he really doesn't. And you know the crazy thing is, I don't think he's even gonna dispatch Joe. I think he's gonna respond in a condescending but like passive way. I don't know. He's gonna do something.
he said.
Let me be mature and show some discipline and restraint and lead with, I absolutely love Fat Joe. I have all the respect in the world.
Once a nigga start with I absolutely love you, he about to get at your ass. He about to tear you right down. Once he start with that, he tearing you right down. It's coming.
For Fat Joe, bought Flo Joe when it dropped. Jadakiss.
I knew you was going to Flo Joe.
I bought Flo Joe when it dropped.
No doubt.
Flo Joe was one of the first instrumentals I spit on in like 93, somewhere around there. So I got Fire Water, all that. Mm-hmm. So I have a different level of respect for not only Fat Joe, but I'm going to always support anything that Jadakiss does.
For sure.
Anything that Kiss does, he has my support.
That's a fact.
Shout out to J1, shout out to Yonkers. For me, in my 40s, it's been really important to unlearn stupid hip-hop ideology. Like, let me start with, there's nothing to even fight about here. Let's start with, we're talking about a game where the tickets were the most expensive Knick playoff tickets in franchise history.
Y'all argue about tickets. Like
the cheapest ticket in that building was $600, $700, $800.
874, Joe.
Yeah, it was, Knicks fan, thank you.
874.
Yeah, that particular game.
We not going to the next game. Nah. I don't care. I watch it on TV. That's actually the best place to be. Is right on TV. You can see the whole game. $874. Nah. For the cheapest ticket? Nah, we ain't doing that. No. Playoff or no playoff. I don't care. I can imagine how much the championship game, if they was playing the championships.
Was a lot. So this is all just like elitist jargon.
It is.
I want to start there.
Yes.
It's like 4.0 versus 4.6.
Secondly, well, yeah. Secondly, the internet is not like a real place. I would expect Fat Joe to know that. I need more than internet fodder to ever assume that there's really beef with somebody. Me and 50 have over 20 years in. I never thought that would escalate. And if I feel like that, I just need more than some internet chat for me to feel like that, number one. Number two, if you fight in the Garden, you're banned for life. You're not doing it again. And if you're tough enough to fight there during a game, then, my nigga, I don't assume any of us millionaire, multi-millionaire, 9-figure people to do that at the Garden. I just don't. The lights is too bright. And we there to watch a game, which is the other brilliant concept I have, which may be hard for people to grasp, but if I'm at the Knicks game, it's just because I'm a Knicks fan. I'm not there for the vanity play. I'm not there for the celeb role. I'm not there to be seen. I'm not in the record label seats. I'm not in the Kith seats. I'm not in the comp seats. I'm in the seat that I wanted to purchase, so I bought it.
See what I mean? Joe is the master at flipping it back on you, because he looks at things from a different logical standpoint. And this, I always feel like this back and forth is not something that Fat Joe's gonna win. He's really not. He's not gonna win this.
It's really just that simple. I'm not with all the extra hoopla out there. I'm not out here running around moving with the leverage of my management company or trying to be buddy-buddy or friendly with rappers that I'm not really buddy-buddy or friendly with. I'm the walking embodiment of standing on my own, too. And you know that, which is why you're using my name on your newly established platform, trying to get traction, because I'm the best in the biz. I recognize that, too.
That's the air horn for Joe. The air horn for Joe. That's funny.
Lastly, I just don't know what Joe Budden seats mean, and because I have so much relationship equity with Fat Joe, I'll wait for him to tell me. I don't want to assume. On one hand, where I come from, you would want to be seated behind your enemy, if anything.
That's where the logic.
That's the part I didn't follow.
Yeah.
Yo, this is golden. Oh my God. This is golden. This is golden.
You wouldn't want to be seated in front of him. So, if he was talking about that, I don't really get it, but that's on him. And lastly, maybe Joe Budden seats just means sitting behind somebody you make a lot more than. Until we get clarity on.
Oh, man. This might put some weight back on Joe. He might become Fat Joe again. He is still Fat Joe, but he might become Big Joe. Bro.
We won't really know. But be clear, reimagine how y'all mention my name in some of these conversations. I make a lot more than you niggas. So, if I'm seated behind you, it's by choice, enjoying some popcorn with my baby. I say that with all the respect in the world. So, much love to Fat Joe and Jadakiss. I'll continue to support their broadcast, and hopefully everyone out there will continue to do the same. But this is a non-issue, you guys. Everybody back to work. Hey, if this is a non-starter. If this ever comes to be something, then we'll address it later. But Joe and I will talk. This is non-starter. Salute to all. And go Knicks always.
Not knowing that there's 300 other rows behind, it's like you almost like disrespect those people.
But wait, dog, if I was sitting in the nosebleeds, I make more than you. Like, my seat should never come up in your conversation.
Oh, my God. This nigga said, if I was sitting in the nosebleeds, I make more than you. It doesn't even matter where I sit.
If I was outside in a lawn chair watching on a fucking mobile device, my seat shouldn't come up in none of y'all conversations. That was confusing a little bit, but to each his own.
God damn, we know Fat Joe is not going to take that too kindly. So now we're about to get into a pissing competition on who has more money. So let's go ahead and pocket watch just a little bit, you guys. We all know Fat Joe had some tax issues. He actually went to prison for it, and he got out and got help from DJ Khaled. And according to Fat Joe, Ever since he got out of prison, he's been balling. Right now, Fat Joe has a partnership with Boost Mobile, Bacardi Liquor, Jordan Brands, Mark Echo, Hypnotic, US Open, and a few other sponsorships. And as for Joe Budden, you guys all know Patreon is a huge moneymaker for him. And don't forget about Prize Picks as well. He's also got his YouTube channel that makes close to 6 figures every single month. I'm sure I'm probably missing a few other partnerships, but if I had to judge it, I'd say these guys are probably even, or maybe Fat Joe makes a little bit more than Joe each year. I fully expect Fat Joe to respond to Joe flexing everything he has. He might even bring in his 2024 tax returns on the next podcast episode.
Like, this was my moment of the old school rapper, and when I did that to him, I felt like this was it. You know, God gives you karma, what goes around comes around. I said, yo, man. I said, yo, man, that shit flies shit hell. But you see this? This is 1.4 million in 2020. 1.4 million on my wrist in 2020. You see that shit? You haven't seen that before me. You haven't seen this shit. Yo, Ram. They prepared me for that moment.
He prepared you.
You guys get in the comments below.
Yeah, some of y'all be bugging. Y'all be spending all this money on all this expensive stuff that ain't gonna do nothing for you. It's just to make you, it's an accessory to you. And I don't know Joe Buttons. I haven't met him once. I met Fat Joe once too, actually. I mean, it is what it is, but I just don't see the point of buying all these expensive things. If I was to buy something expensive, it would be land or a house or something like that where I can actually flip it or do something. But I ain't gonna be out here spending all this money on no jewelry. 1.5 million for a watch? Nah, we ain't doing that. Nah, I love cars, but I ain't spending no $1 million. I'll ride out in an Acura, a Honda. I'm riding out. You know what I'm saying? I'm riding out. I ain't getting no Maybach. I ain't getting all that. No. Nah. I actually like those other cars. I actually like the Kias. I like them better. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Peace. Bye. Don't get comfortable like this. This is just this for today. Well, at least for this episode. So, see y'all.